July 12th.
And now, Let's Talk Footy on Joy 94.9. It's What's Hot.
Well, Dougal, I got told to tone it down a little bit this week, so I'm going to go a bit easier, mate. What's hot this week have been bags of goals. I heard earlier on in the year people thinking that the key forward role was becoming a little less important. Well, I tell you what, it's really heated right back up again. On the weekend we had 4 players kicking 6 goals. We had Jared Ruffhead, Sam Reid, Ricky Henderson and big Matty Pavlich. And also Stephen Milne kicked 5. You know, but throughout the year we've had Buddy, what he kicked 13 or 14. We've had Jack Rewalt up to his usual tricks, and Mitch Clark from the Demons also kicked a few bags. You know what? Last week we were pretty tough on Gold Coast. They matched it with Geelong for about 3.5 quarters on the weekend, finally going down by 14 points. So this week they make it into what's hot with Cale Morton. What's not? Tell you what, I'm not really too keen on stalkers, and God, Gary Ablett down in Geelong's gone through a bit of a hard time. He gave a 39-year-old a lift home from a party one night, and she hasn't let him go. She hasn't let him be since, but it's actually a court matter at the moment. He's trying to get an intervention order, which is probably not a great thing. So that's not too hot. And you know what else is not hot? We've had a few unsuccessful attempts at fighting off charges at the match review panel. You know what? They're not giving anyone a sniff, the match review panel. They're very strict this year, and they're setting the scene and really putting their foot down. So that's what's hot and what's not. And hopefully next week, after a quiet week this week, I can really fire up again.
Yeah, no worries there, Cale. It's an excellent segment of what's hot. You followed on from last week nicely, Sean.
And obviously, forwards kicking bags of goal is definitely hot.
It's real hot, and I'm loving it. I tell you what, I just love watching games of footy when a key forward kicks an absolute bag. I'm sure you love it too.
Yeah, Dross, what are you hearing? What's hot?
Yeah, no,
what's hot?
I agree with the goals. I mean, I remember watching Gary Ablett in the 90s sort of kick 10 or 12 goals, and it was just fantastic games. So I see lots of goals kicked again. It's good.
Yeah, I was at a friend's house, and they said to me, you know, I want you to talk about the biff. We want to bring back the biff, but unfortunately, like I said with the match review panel, nah.
What's the biff?
A bit of a punch on, mate. A bit of a fight.
Oh, right. 70s style.
70s style. Sean, were there a few blues back in your day?
Yeah, the biff was definitely was prevalent then. Towards the end of my career, I was getting weeded out a fair bit. I don't mind the old bit of toe-to-toe, you know, facing each other, a bit of biffo if I want to do that, but the old cheapo from behind is a different no-no.
Look, they do it really well in the NRL actually. The State of Origin, which is a great spectacle for sport throughout Australia. I think they do the biff quite well. You know, they've got a fine line, and the third person involved with the fight actually gets sent off. So, you know, it's encouraged for, I guess, fairness. But look, they do it well, and it's definitely one of the trademarks of their game.
No, they do it well indeed. And look, we're going to get into it now. We're running a bit behind schedule, but look, some very big headlines of the week, Cale. And I guess the first one to come up is been speculation that Collingwood forward Travis Cloke may not be staying with Collingwood, well, this year or next year or beyond. There's rumours that Melbourne have actually approached him, giving him a 5-year contract worth about $6 million.
This has been going on for quite a while now, and I don't know what to make of it. I think someone got a small idea, it developed into a bit of a headline. Now it's just taken off. It's gone like wildfire, this story. Look, it's certainly going to be worth a lot of money, whatever destination he ends up, whether it be Collingwood or somewhere else. But it's a big decision for him. Does he stay or does he go? And I know Nathan Buckley and the Magpies are very keen to have him stay, as they're in their premiership window and he's an integral part of the team. So I'm just interested in actually what Sean and Drosses think about this one. What do you think, Sean, firstly?
I mean, it's a fine line. Like, obviously, there's a fair bit of money on the table for him. But do you leave and go to a club that's not going to flag for money? Or, you know, because flags are very, very hard to come by.
We have seen that with Ablett and Scully in previous years.
Yes.
And what's your take on players leaving for money? Would that have ever happened in your day?
It's been happening for quite a while. Obviously, you know, if someone makes a good offer, and you know, it's very, very hard to have a look at it at least, and then you know, obviously depends on what the situation is at the time, the team you're at. There's a whole host of things, but you know, it's going to be a tough ask for a club to leave when they're in you know, top 4 side. Real chance of winning a flag for, you know, I don't know, it's for a little bit of money. He's obviously still going to get paid well at Collingwood as well, so it's, you know, it's a very, very fine line.
Yeah, and Dross, I guess the question that I'm asking, is there still room for loyalty in football?
I think there is. I mean, I'd be very surprised if he left. And obviously the club family's got ties at Collingwood. I guess whilst money's important, I think the loyalty to the club and what they've just been for a few years would be, I would think would be very important. So I'd be surprised if he actually left.
Yeah, no doubt at all. And look, yeah, Travis Cloke, will he stay at Collingwood, or will he leave and go to a club like Melbourne, Carlton or Freo? We don't know, but if you know out there, listeners, send us a text 0427 Joy 949 0427 Joy 949. Still waiting on text messages too. Trivia question: which year was Sean Smith from the Melbourne Football Club drafted? If you know the answer, get on the laptop, get on the internet, research it. Send us a text 0427 Joy 949 and you will win the $50 gift voucher to ABC Dry Cleaners in Windsor.
Now, look, Dougal, before we get on to our next headline, I've just got to remind the listeners that the party going on outside our studio door is really heating up. I think the Drive team, they've left the studio and they've joined in. They're having a few drinks as we speak, but we are sorry for the reception we've got at the moment. There is a few noises in the background, so can you please bear with us on that one?
A couple of SMSs have come through, Kale. Hi, it's Rod from Melbourne. Sean is an absolute champ. We've got one here that says, why would people stalk him? You, great show, guys. Congrats. Great show. Footy on Joy is brilliant. And also, 2 kilos weight loss challenge for you dudes. Should be a cinch. Jenny in Box Hill.
Oh, wow. Look, isn't it great that we're getting some positive feedback from our listeners, Dougal?
Yeah, but that video challenge does involve the three of us, and you don't need to lose any weight.
Well, mate,
neither does Yoram.
We might have to scrap the weight loss challenge. We're all in great shape here in the studio, including our guests.
Yes, Sean looking mighty fine. Played in the EJ Whitten game a couple of weeks ago, and plays each year. And something that I'm a bit bemused about, Sean, is that you pulled up fine from the EJ Whitten game, but you were on the Robbo show on the Melbourne Footy Club website, a few weeks ago doing some speckies, and you pulled up sore. I don't get it.
It's fair to say, yeah, Robbo, we did a segment, we had a hanger off, and we just basically got the bag out and we're just jumping each other's heads for about an hour, taking video of it.
Did Jeremy Howe get involved in that?
Jeremy Howe had he had one jump. He was allowed to have one jump. Obviously, the club went to taking speakers and leaning on his head. But Rob and I were just giggling our heads off like the two school kids in the park, and we'd fall on our back. So I got up the next morning, I thought, geez, I'm a bit sore. So it was good. The EJ Whitten game is always good fun. You can go as hard as you like, or as soft as you like in those games. Just put on a good show for the crowd and raise some money for a great cause.
Absolutely fantastic. Joss, you're a fan of the EJ Whitten game?
I am. Unfortunately, we were in Queensland last week, so we missed it. But definitely loved it.
It was last week, wasn't it?
It was last week.
It was 2 weeks ago this Tuesday.
A lot happens in football, dude.
Look, our other headlines that come up during the week that I want to touch on are Kevin Sheedy, inaugural coach of the GWS. His future remains unclear. He's now got a medal named in his honour, but yeah, as I said, still unclear what other ongoing involvement he will have with the AFL's newest club, and if he will be in charge next year, or whether Choco Williams will take over.
Yeah, well, mate, I think this ties in a lot with Israel Folau's story going at the moment.
It does.
There is also a speculation about his career in the AFL,
and
as much as there is about Sheedy's coaching career. I actually have a different take on this, and it's my own opinion, so you could take it or leave it, listeners, but I actually think Sheedy and Folau are generating a bit of publicity for the club. I think they'll both be there long term, well, certainly for the next 3 years anyway, and I think this is a great ploy to get more people watching their games and interested in the GWS Giants.
Absolutely, and if you've got any thoughts on our headlines, send in a text. We're still waiting on more texts. 0427 Joy 949. Cesar says, Kale, can I message again and say 1987? No. Sean, I don't know what they're researching. That was your first year at North. That was North Melbourne. We're after the Melbourne Football Club, listeners. There's a difference. The Melbourne Footy Club wear red and blue, and North wear blue and white.
Well, listeners, we do love getting our texts from our listeners, don't we, Dougal? So send us in a text, perhaps with a headline that you would like us to talk about and hear our views on. That's to 0427 Joy 949.
Yeah, indeed.